Okay, boys and girls, this is our chapter 10 review. So a couple things that I want you to try to remember, or to remember, are the following. Okay, so when we're looking at a triangle, to figure out the base and the height. So base, if you remember, is always part of the shape. Height and base must meet at a right angle. So they have to meet at a right angle, the base and the height. So make sure that they meet at a right angle. So what you're really looking for is try to find the right angle first. That will definitely help you. The next couple of things that you need to remember or to know is the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times the height. To do the area of a parallelogram is base times height, and to do the area of a trapezoid, it's 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. So you find the two bases. Okay, so let's go to our review. And I'm going to look at number 1. Number 1, what we're trying to do is find the base and the height of the triangle. So right away, I look and I see the right angle. So the right angle is going to help me. So the right angle tells me, and again, something else I forgot to mention is make sure, if you need to, turn the paper. So you can always turn the paper if you need to. So if I look at that, I can see that right here is the base because it's part of the triangle. I go to my right angle, and right here then AD is going to be my height. So let me turn it back around. So AD, or DA, it really doesn't matter, equals the height. So that's line segment AD. And then line segment BC equals the base. So for number 2, I see the right angle. It's already turned to a good direction so I can see it better. So NP is part of the triangle. So line segment NP is the base. And then the height is going to be MQ right there. So MQ equals the height. All right, next, let me just bypass that. All right, so we're going to find the area of each figure. So again, the first one is a triangle. So with the triangle, we need to know the formula, and the formula is 1/2 base times height. So to do that, first of all, you need to find the base and height. So what I like to do is, okay, I found the right angle. So there's a right angle there. There's also a right angle over here. So now I need to make a decision. Okay, where's the base? So the base could be either here or right here. And I'm going to turn the paper. And the reason why I'm going to use 28 as my base is because over here, underneath it, right here, oh, let me get my marker. Right here, they don't give me a number, so I don't know what that measurement would be. So we're going to use this 28. So it would be 28 times the height. Then if there's a right angle there, so this is the height. We go to the top peak or vertex times 8, and we're going to divide that by 2. So when you do that, again, we talked about this in class, you could take half of one of them, so that would be 4. So 28 times 4. So the answer is going to be 112 centimeters squared. Now make sure you go step by step when you do these. Okay, next one. Next one, number 4, is parallelogram. So again, I look for right there, there's my height. Okay, so you have to look carefully because they're trying to trick you. So if you see this down here, 46.3, that whole thing is not the base. And the reason why is because they're including some of the measurement to where the right angle would be. So the base is really, the base is really 35 because this point right here, this line segment, is 35 because remember, in the parallelogram, the bases are going to be equal. So that's 35 right there. All right, so it's going to be 35 times 15. So it's base times height, and when you get that, you're going to get 525 centimeters squared. Make sure that you square it. All right, next one. Let me just delete that. Is a trapezoid. So with the trapezoid, I know it's 1/2 height times B1 plus B2. Alright, so we have half. I have the height is 31.5 times B1 plus B2. So that's 50 plus 18. I'll just quickly do that, 68. Now what I'm going to do is I like to take half of 68 because 68 is even. So it'll be 31.5 times half of 68 will be 34. And when you multiply it out, you're going to get 1,071 centimeters. Okay, number 6 is the area of the regular octagon below is 560 inches. So we need to find the area of the shaded region. So there's a couple of ways to do this. Okay, one, I know that the area of the whole octagon is 560. I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And sure, I know that because 8 octagon's 8-sided. So if I divide 560 by 8, that's going to give me the area for one of these triangles. But if you notice, this is really half of the triangle. So I could do a couple things, but the easiest thing to do is divide 560. And I'm going to divide it by 16. The reason why 16 because there's going to be 16 pieces then if each one of these is half. Now listen, if you divide it by 8, which is fine, you're going to get 70 inches squared, but you're going to have to divide that by 2 because 70 inches squared is going to represent one triangle, but we need half of it. So you could do either way, but in the end, the answer is going to be 35 inches squared. Okay, the bottom one. Let me just make it a little bigger. Find the area of the shaded region. Okay, so a couple things. What I need to do is this. I really need to look at this carefully, and I see that right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here, they're all equal, and they're all the same. So this is a square. So if this line segment's 15, this one has to be 15. This has to be 15. This has to be 15. So now I have enough information to solve this. So I have two different triangles. And triangle, again, is 1/2 base times height. So it's 1/2, I'll do this one first. 1/2, the base is 20, times 15. So take half of 20, which is 10, times it by 15, you get 150 centimeters squared. Then for this one, it's 15, oops, sorry, a little sloppy, times 15, and we're going to take, I would take, you could take a half of one of them, or you can multiply together and then take a half. It doesn't really matter, but let's try half of one. So 7.5 times 15, and when you multiply that out, it'll be 112.5 centimeters squared. You're not quite done yet because what you need to do is add those two, and when you add both of them, you're going to get 262 and 5/10 centimeters squared. Okay, so the next one, number 8, says figure ABCD is a parallelogram. BC is 16 centimeters. So what that means is that this side, BC 16, so AD is also 16. It says CD is 12, so CD over here is 12, and that would be a base of one of the triangles, the big triangle there. And then AH is 10 centimeters. So AH, which is right here, is also 10 centimeters. So that's the height. So the first one is A, find the area of the parallelogram. Well, that's fairly easy because we have all the information we need. So the parallelogram is base times height. The base is 16 times the height, which is 10, because here's the height right here. That's going to equal 160 centimeters squared. Okay, so the next part is find the length of AK. So let me get my marker. AK is right here. And if you notice, AK is going to be the height, and that's the height of this triangle right here, ADC or ACD. So if I look at that and if I turn it, you'll notice that right here 12 is going to be the base. That's the base of the triangle because here's the right angle. I just don't know what the height is. However, I do know something else though, and that is that I'm going to shade it in a little bit. This triangle here is going to be half of the parallelogram. So the parallelogram is 160 centimeters squared. So ACD, half of that, if I divide by 2, is going to be 80. So the area for this triangle is 80. So now let me move this up, and we have a lot of information we could use. So we need to find the height. So it's 1/2 base times height is the area of a triangle. Well, I know the area, so the area is 80 equals 1/2. I know what the base is, 12, times, I don't know what that AK is, which is the height. So I don't know what the height is. So all we do is solve for H. So take half of 12, so 80 equals 6H. Divide by 6, divide by 6, and H will equal, and it's going to be a decimal, H will equal 13.3, and it's going to go on forever. So we round to the tenths, so it's 13.3 centimeters is that answer. Okay, the next one's a little tricky. The next one, we're not going to have one like this on the test. But I think we should do it anyway because it's a pretty good problem. I'm going to do all my work up top because I have room up there. It says figure ABCD is a trapezoid. The length of BC is 36. So at the bottom base is 36. The area of the triangles ABC and ACD are at a ratio, so it's 1.5 to 1. We need to figure out what AD is up here. AD is the other base. Okay, and it's okay. So to do this problem, what I'm going to do is this. I want to figure out the area of the triangle ABC, A, B, and C, because that's going to help me find ACD. So if I look at ABC, it's 1/2 base times height, and I have all my information. So it's 1/2, the base is 36, so it's 1/2 36 times 10, because 10 is the height. Height's right here, 10. So when I do this, I'm going to take half of 36 is 18. 18 times 10 is going to equal 180 centimeters squared. So this triangle is 180. I'm not going to write the centimeters squared there. I think you get that. Okay, so now I have to delete some of this. So this is okay. So I had to erase that. So this triangle right here, ABC, the area is 180. Okay, so the other triangle, I know that this is 180. And it's 1.5, the ratio to 1. And the other triangle, I don't know what the area is going to be. So if we cross multiply, or all you have to do is really divide. When you divide 180 divided by 1.5, you're going to get 120. So the area for ADC is 120. So what I do know about this is that I know that this triangle is 120. I know what the height's going to be. It's 10. So I just need to find the base. So to do that, let me just erase this. What I do is 120 equals, that's the area, 1/2, the base I don't know, times the height, which is 10. So I'm going to take half of 10, so 120 equals 5b. I'm going to divide by 5. Divide by 5, and your answer is going to be 24 equals the base, and 24, it's centimeters.
Okay, for number 10, I see that we have a parallelogram, and it's PRTV, so that's this right here. And the area for that is 96 square feet. Okay, so a couple of things, and I know I didn't read the problem out loud, but I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. So that whole area for that parallelogram is 96 square feet. That's going to equal base times height. Well, I already know the height is right here. That's 8 feet. So it's going to be 8 times base. I don't know what the base is right here. So I'm going to figure that out right now. If I divide by 8, I'm going to get the base is going to equal 12. So the base right here is 12. So let me go back. And this is 12 right here. If that's 12, I see that this TU and UZ are equal. So if they're equal, each one of those is 6. So let me just erase this. So I know this is 6 and this is 6. So now it says I need to find the area of the triangle QUV. So that's Q, U, and V. Well, I have the base, which is 6, and the height is 8. So it's 1/2 base, which is 6, times the height, which is 8. So 1/2 of 6 is 3, times 8 is 24. So the area is 24 feet squared. Okay, so for number 11, what I need to do is find the area of this entire hexagon. So they broke it up into 2 trapezoids. A couple of things that you need to know is that it's a regular hexagon because it tells you up here. So that means each side is 16. So I'm just going to write 16 there. Now I have enough information to help me. So the first trapezoid would be 1/2 times the height they give me is 13.9 times B1, which is 16, plus right here is B2, and they tell me that's 32. So when I solve this, I'll take 1/2 of 13.9 times 48. Let me just move it up a little bit. So take 1/2 of 48, that's easiest. 13.9 times 24. And when I do 13.9 times 24, I'm going to get 333.6. So that's for the trapezoid up there, but we just split it in half, so all you have to do is you take 333.6 and times it by 2, and the answer is going to be 667.2 centimeters squared.